Good morning, everybody. Welcome to STEAM class. Today it's September 22nd, and today we celebrate the first day of fall. Yes, fall is here. Once again, welcome to STEAM class. In today's class, we'll learn about different types of patterns, how they are classified by shapes, colors, function, materials, and numbers. We'll also learn what is to be balanced, a very useful and important IB attribute. And at the end, we'll learn how to identify patterns using Kahoot. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. But before we start, don't forget, before or after each one of your classes, make sure to breathe. Take a deep breath and then let it go. This will help oxygen your brain. Also, don't forget to stretch once in a while. Okay, stand up and do some stretching to help out your muscles. And third, don't forget to stay hydrated. Make sure to have your water nearby. And why not? A healthy snack too. Because all these measures allows you to be balanced. What is to be balanced? It's to take care of your mind and your body. It's trying to stay healthy and happy. So you're healthy here and you're healthy here. So remember, a Madison child eats balance. Now, today we're going to talk about types of patterns. Last week we talked about identifying patterns, right? We did pattern recognition, but this time I'm going to show you different types of patterns. Have in mind that a pattern is something that has similarities and or is something that repeats. So whenever you see these repetitions, you can say that you have spot a pattern. For example, look at these pictures. On the first picture above, you see trees, right? They are not exactly on a precise order, but you can spot once in a while a pattern with yellow trees or green small trees, right? Or how about buildings? Buildings create a patterns with the shapes of the windows. Or how about colors? Or a pattern made of crayons with the size and color. Or maps. Maps can be also a very cool example of how you can see a pattern from up above. Or how about rocks? Rocks can also make a pattern, and even music. Remember how we learned last class that music and sound can make a pattern? Yeah. Now, let's move on. So, there are different types of patterns, okay? I'm pretty sure you already know how to identify patterns made out of shapes and patterns made out of colors, right? Shapes like triangles, circles, squares. Colors by red, blue, orange, right? But today I'll show you how you can also identify patterns by how they work, by the function, the materials, and very specific number patterns. Here's a for example. When you see shapes, it's easy to identify the most common patterns, right? When they are one after the other. But did you know that when you see this type of shapes, they also mean a pattern? Yes, in this example, we have a pattern made out of colors and shapes. When we refer to color, well, we know that there's a color one after another, right? For example, red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. Those are the most common patterns. But if you look at a tablecloth or a fabric and you find this type of patterns, well, it's also a color pattern. Now, let's talk about function. Yes, function means the purpose of the object. What are the objects for? In this picture, I'm showing you a pattern that it's made out of school objects. Maybe they are not all the same, but all of them correspond to a specific group, and that group is school object. So you can group objects into patterns too by the function or how or why they work. Now, let's see the materials. You can also make patterns out of materials. Maybe the objects are not the same size, not the same shape, but maybe they have the same characteristics. For example, these materials here are soft, and these ones here are really hard, like a rock. In this picture, you can see a patterns made out of rocks. They are not the same size, they are not the same shape, but they all share the characteristics of being a rock. And in this picture, you can see that there is only one similarity. Yes, and that is that all the objects are made out of wood. Yes, madera, wood. This frame, this bowl over here, this toy horse, they are all made of wood. So they might not be the same, but they share the same characteristics. And then we have patterns made out of numbers. Well, when you skip count, that is a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody knows that, right? But then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, or 3, 6, 9, 12, or 5, 10, 15, 20, or 10, 20, 30, 40, that is a pattern. So skip counting, it's also a pattern. And how about numbers represented by dice and dominoes too? Now, patterns can also be made with words. This is a very clear example. When you have words such as cat, bat, mat, hat, sat, fat. Which is the pattern right there? Of course, the sound, the at sound. So, hold on. I have spot, a word that it's not part of this pattern. Can you tell me which it is? Yes, dog. The word dog doesn't correspond to this pattern of words, right? It doesn't end with A and T. So, good job. Dog. So, let's put our hands on. Today's activity is you're going to go to Google Classroom, and after you finish watching this video, you will have to go and play a Kahoot challenge. So think your answers wisely. You will have an amount of time to answer each one of the questions. To do so, you can just click on the link that I posted in Google Classroom, or if you're using a smartphone or an iPad, you can go into the Kahoot app and put this pin. It's very important that you don't forget to put your name. Otherwise, how will I know that you answered the Kahoot? Okay? If you know that there's somebody else with the same name, make sure to put something that identifies you. Okay? Once you finish, don't forget to mark this activity as done. I hope that you enjoy the Kahoot and that you learn a lot with it. I'm looking forward to see your results. And if you have any question, please let me know. Send me a message in Google Classroom. Take care and see you next class. Bye-bye.